Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And I have cosmic connections with you, for you, and I learn from you. So please come aboard and say hi. And we're going to be talking about the new moon tomorrow. It's always great to have a new moon. And I've got to tell you, um, I've had a lot of friends, a lot of family members, and many clients comment this past week about how their head was spinning. And might not know too much astrology, but they know something's going on. And it's been a whirlwind. I mean, I warned you 2025 was going to be like a cyclone of cosmic activity. And so here we are. July, we had Uranus going into Gemini. We have the new moon tomorrow. And right now, we're dealing with a lot of communications that seem to be skewed, shall we say, because we have Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. And so I'm excited about putting together your stories with the new moon and some of the stories out there and the bigger infrastructure, the big movie, as it were. So I missed last week, of course, and I was teaching, so I apologize about that. But I want to regroup something, right? It's very relevant for our new moon. It's yesterday's news, but did anyone follow that viral story on the Coldplay concert through which the CEO of the astronomer was found being, shall we say, less than honest and cheating on his wife with a colleague? I won't even bother with the names. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what you're talking about. If you don't, you can simply Google Coldplay kiss cam and it will come up. And yeah, I mean, I like anyone else. I want to see what's going on with the greater social fabric. But this particular story really fits in with the new moon and what's been going on. And I'll explain. So I'll add our charts to the screen here. Hi, Mary. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you're here live. Great. Welcome. Hi, Diane. Hi, Sarah. I'm so glad you can join us now, coming in from Omaha, Nebraska. So if you're new, by the way, we do a little astrology and then I do some intuitive spiritual messages because I'm a medium and an astrologer. And I like to do both in service to you all on Wednesday nights. So let me try to make sense of what's going on in the sky and apply it to your own life and what's coming up. All right. First of all, the new moon takes place tomorrow afternoon, 3:11 p.m., the 24th of July. That's Eastern Daylight Time, by the way. So you make the adjustments if you're in Omaha or anywhere else on the planet. And at the new moon, we set our goals, we set our intentions for the next month. And this time it's in Leo. Leo is the drama king. Leo is the king. Leo is warm and creative and fun and the leadership sign. It roars like a lion. That's what Leo is and so much more. So the sun and the moon are exactly at 2 degrees, 8 minutes of Leo tomorrow afternoon Eastern time. But take a look what it's doing. Take a look what it's doing. It's opposite Pluto. Now, Pluto, I like to call him the mafioso boss, right? The godfather. Pluto is about upheaval and drama that's unearthing secrets. Pluto can be nasty and Pluto can be political, and Pluto is the most powerful of all the planets. So somewhere in your charts, you have Leo and you have Aquarius. Those are the areas that are very prone to kind of explosive new beginnings, transformation. And so speaking of politics, I mean, there's so much going on. We talk about the Coldplay story, not the story, the Coldplay, but the kiss cam. You know what I'm talking about. You can just Google it. But today, on the eve of this new moon, we have more documents coming from the DNI chief, Tulsi Gabbard, quoting here from a publication, escalated her claims against the Obama-era intelligence leadership, alleging they orchestrated a conspiracy to delegitimize Donald Trump's 2016 victory. 2016. In her new report, Gabbard directly names former President Obama, ex-FBI Director James Comey, James Clapper, and the CIA Director John Brennan. So this is not getting a lot of play on mainstream media. There's other things that are taking up our attention, but this is a very eclectic, electric, transformative story, if indeed there is evidence along these lines. And of course, she would not have put this out if she didn't have the evidence. So people are in an uproar over that. They're still in an uproar over Epstein and his files. So again, it's astrological. Pluto uncovers. Pluto, along the myths of Pluto, is that of going into the underworld, into Hades, and delivering the goods, revealing things. That's what Pluto is doing on a political front. It's opposite the new moon. Well, surely we'll have more information as this new moon unfolds. This is just pre-new moon information. But there's something else, and this relates directly to our relationships. So there's a black moon Lilith right here on our screen, which is opposite Psyche, Sedna, and Uranus. So when we kind of order the importance of some of these planets, Uranus in Gemini is huge. It just went through its ingress on July 7th. Last time it was there was 84 years ago. So when we have Black Moon Lilith connecting with Uranus and Gemini is information, and Uranus is the spark of enlightenment and awakening and surprise, I think that speaks of that social story, which is the low octave of importance, of course, the Coldplay, the Cam. But we also have had another big story that was yesterday, and that was the death of Ozzy Osbourne, and known as the rock star of darkness, right? Guess what his rising sign was, right? When we hear darkness, we hear Pluto, or what Pluto represents and what Pluto rules, Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio rising, Aries sun, and Capricorn moon. So God rest and rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. This happened during this eclectic upheaval time. All right, so the political power shakeup is the new moon opposite Pluto. That's right here. Nefarious power, sneakiness, because Pluto rules all that. And then we also have Black Moon Lilith opposite Uranus, Sedna, and Psyche. That's right here on this line of our new moon. And has anyone been a little bit more testy, a little bit more irritated or angry or nitpicking, or has anyone felt that in your relationships? Well, you're probably in good company, because I think if my clients are any judge of this, a lot of people have had a difficult time with their personal relationships this week. And I draw your attention to Mars, which can be aggression and anger. It's also just plain old-fashioned energy. It's in the nitpicking, critical sign of Virgo over the South Node. The South Node transits like the North Node. That represents the themes that we're all working through. So one of the themes we're working through in 2025 is to let go of negative Virgo traits. Negative Virgo traits include stuff like overly critical, being overly critical, being nitpicky, being negative Nellies, being someone or something that's always looking at the dark side of things. And Mars is on top of the South Node, saying it's time to release those attributes. So that is also at the same time, it's squaring or creating a friction to the love planet. So we've got Mars and Venus squaring each other. So we might be taking out some of our internal frustrations or irritations with our loved ones, not limited to personal relationships, but just people in our habitat, right? So be aware of that. That's very prone here. The nitpicking, right? And so I've been saying this all year into 2026, release the negative Virgo traits. Accept perfectly imperfection. Perfectly imperfect is a great mantra for all of us. wherever we find Virgo energy. And because Virgo is also ruled by Gemini, or also ruling planet is Mercury. I'm stumbling over my words. This is a great example. So we have the planet Mercury retrograde, and it rules Virgo and it rules Gemini. So both those areas in our charts can feel like we're thinking too much or not getting everything done. We might be feeling overwhelmed. And of course, we're getting all these mixed messages in the media, right? About some of the big stories of the day. And again, that surprising story with the Coldplay Kiss Cam concert. So all of this is playing out for all of us, right? You want to go to where you find mutable energy, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and of course Gemini, and you'll maybe seeing this over awareness, over thinking, or over anxiety. So breathe, 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 breathe during this week and this new moon. I want to talk about the Sabian symbol, and I'm dressed as the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol, the image of 2 degrees of Leo, is a middle-aged woman with her hair, her long hair, flowing over a youthful garment. I don't know how youthful this garment is, but my hair has been growing out. I kind of like it, but that's kind of radical for someone who's more than middle-aged. I'm actually technically not in the middle-aged group. I'm in more the senior group. But in any case, it's basically an image of women or anyone being independent, not caring what they are looking like or how they're dressing, being their own person. So you may be having that feeling as well. I'm interested in knowing. That's the question of the week. Are you feeling like, I don't care, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and if I want to go with or without makeup, that's fine, or I'm going to wear the big sparkly shoes or not, or it's a call to arms to be independent and not really caring what other people might say or do. And that's really hard with Mars on top of the South Node, but getting rid of your own self-judgment and not being affected by other people's judgments. Okay. Sarah, okay. You've been doing a lot of pausing of late. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Donalyn. Glad you made it too. Scorpio, Jennifer, good evening. Hi, Angie from Chicago. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And Marilyn, good evening. Good evening to you. Goof. Hi, Barbara. Hi, nice to see you from California. Hey, Trish. All right. So there's a lot of things going on. So that's exactly how you've been feeling, Donna. What's that? Just kind of like purging and being, I'm an independent woman. I'll dress like the way I want to dress and all that. Yeah. But again, this particular symbol is activated. That's how we use the astrology, as a symbolic rendering of what's going on in the sky. All right. So I'm going to go through all the signs and give you a little nugget of what to expect for this new moon energy. Starts tomorrow, goes in for a month. Remember these 2 qualities, friends. Nothing is secretive during the next month. Secrets get revealed, okay? If don't do anything you don't want to do if it's going to be released to the public on a kiss cam, okay? This is a very strong energy of stirring up the pot and allowing secrets to emerge for the next month, with that Pluto opposite the new moon and Black Moon Lilith opposite Psyche and Uranus. And surprises will happen, and watch your words. Mercury's still retrograde because we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, perhaps cognitively. All right, if you're Aries or Aries rising, this is a great month to play, to do some fun, creative activities, to invite romance into your life. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, a great time to nest, to take care of your home, to decorate, to befriend your family members. Geminis or Gemini risers, it's time to really pay attention to your schedule and to your words and your marketing and or your paperwork. Just double check everything, Gemini. For Cancer or Cancer rising, a great time of the year to watch your income, watch it grow, decide you want to create a new income stream, perhaps through a hobby. It's a money time for you. All eyes are on our beautiful Leo friends, okay, or Leo risers. It's time to strut your stuff and to be proud and charismatic and confident for our Leos. Virgos might want to take a little bit of a rest in the next month because it's prior to your birth month. And this is the time to regenerate spiritually, going through retreat or meditation or praying for the next month for our Virgo friends. Libras, time to reconnect with friends that you perhaps have been too busy to connect with and be more social, make some social plans. Scorpio, time to take command of your career, or if you're not in a working situation, take command of what you want to do in the outer world as a community leader. For Sagittarius, you might be really wanting to do some traveling and expanding your world through education. Capricorn, a great time to take a look at the big picture. I mean, the big picture regarding finance and taking care of dotting your I's and crossing your T's to ensure long-term financial security. For Aquarius, all eyes are on your partner, understanding them better, becoming a better partner, and sharing, going back and forth. Our Virgo or our Pisces friends, last but not least, it's all about your health and your work and creating a new system for yourself so you can feel more secure within your physicality. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thanks for being here. Hello. Thanks for being here, friends. We're going to do some spiritual messages now. And all you have to do is sit back and relax, and I'll come to you. All right. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words to be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. I'm with Donna Lynn. Hi, Donna Lynn. I'm coming to you if you'd like, and give you a little read. And so, Donna Lynn, the first thing I'm connecting with you is I don't know if your mind has been with a mentor from the other side of life. He comes in like a father. I'm not 100% sure this is your dad. It could be a teacher or a grandfather, but he was always giving lessons. He was very philosophical, and you absorbed his messages of truth at a young age. And he's coming in, and he had a little bit of he was always kind of thin and wiry in his early years. He cultivated a little bit of a pot belly as he got aged, but very funny, very open, very loving. And he's saying that you have that same spark of always looking at the bright side of life and reframing things. And that's what got him through his life, always looking at the positive side of life. And he's saying that don't worry if people don't, the message is someone has just kind of hurt your feelings recently regarding, you might say, your Pollyanna attitude. And he says, don't give it a second thought. Just keep on being who you are, because you're very good at reframing and unpacking positivity wherever you go, and just remain who you are, because it's a much better place to be than spiraling downward. And you are an inspiration to people, your family, your friends, and he's giving you a lot of kudos and a lot of applause. Again, I was thinking he was a father figure at first, but then he was shifting and saying he was more of a mentor, teacher, grandfather. I'll leave that with many blessings to you. All right. Okay. Hi, Joan. Glad you're here. Hi, Candy. Glad you're here as well. Yeah, I missed last week. I'm sorry I missed last week, but I just can't keep away from you guys. I love doing this. Okay, so for our next reading, I'm with Anne-Marie. Hi, Anne-Marie. So Anne-Marie, how cool is this? You are a Leo, and this is the new moon we've been talking about. So the other thing I want to say, other than the astrology, I want to just tune into more mediumistically, Anne-Marie. And I'm also here with a father type of figure as well, but this really is your dad. And he's coming in with a large voice, a large directive. He was kind of he was respected for being a know-it-all, he's saying. And he was kind of scary as a father at times. By that, I mean, he would be a little pushy. And when he reviews his life, he says to himself, maybe I was just a little hard on the kids. I don't know if you have a brother, Emery, I'm not sure, but I'm getting another child that's you didn't get the brunt of it, by the way. All right, so as he's coming in, he wants you to take your time with this creative project that you've been working on for some time. And it has to do with categories and like kind of some products that you're creating. Products, categories. It's a creative project, but it's not necessarily a drawing or painting or something along these lines, but it's helping people. It's something that's reflecting some of your knowledge. He's saying, take your time. There's no rush. Use different tools and believe in what you're trying to do, because you have always been the little helper. You've always been the little understanding one. And he's giving you that compliment. I'm also looking at the actual astrology for Leos and saying that this is a great time to celebrate your ability to be more detached and not worry about what other people say or think about your goals in life. I'm also getting for you, Emery, something to do with some quandary, and I believe it's a sibling of wanting to say the right things in the right way. Wait until Mercury goes direct. Because remember, Mercury is retrograde in Leo. Write down notes. Something you've been wanting to get off your chest can wait until the 11th of August, because you're just monitoring and becoming a little bit more reflective, as opposed to just getting something out without editing it. So I leave you with much love and happy birthday energy to Anne-Marie. Okay, 100% yes. Thank you for the feedback, Anne-Marie. Great. All right, dear friends. So again, we're clear. We make our affirmation, our wish, our prayer after 3/11 tomorrow, and it's going to be a really exciting wild ride, the next month. And hold on to your hats, because we all are reinventing ourselves in August 1 until the 15th. We have Neptune and Saturn exactly at 1 degree of Aries. And it's a time for downloading new versions of our specialness, of our sense of purpose, dreaming a new dream and believing in it. So wishing you a beautiful week and a fantastic new moon. Thanks for listening. Bye.